done it, okay, those ones who have started on the online journey already, or they were dying to get into the online journey, they really took the opportunity that the pandemic offered by basically just dropping their physical centers and physical tuition, and then just converted fully to online and not wanting to revert back to what they had previously. So for those ones who are considering then that they want to move on to online in a bigger way, then the very popular question that I always get is what kind of technology platform is suitable? What technology platform would you recommend? And I like to, of course, I mean, I work as class do, so I could give a knee-jerk reaction and say, of course, class do, right? But no, actually, I put myself in the shoes of the educators, and I ask them back a question. Okay, so I basically ask them two questions, and they are really related to my second and the third piece of advice, or if you like to put it that way. The second one is really think about the experience. And by experience, I mean, think about your lesson delivery experience, even your lesson preparations experience as an educator. So how efficient does the platform help you in your lesson preparations, pre-lessons? How efficiently does the platform help you in terms of delivering that lesson and post-lesson? For teachers especially, I think one-man shows like private tutors, you're your own admin person, you are your educator and everything, right? So there's really a lot of things. There's a lot of things that you have to take care of, right? So you have to prepare your lesson materials, you have to convert like hard copies to soft copies, you have to upload them, and then you have to think like, where do I upload them? And then, how do I give access to my students to upload them? Do I email them? Do I WhatsApp them? Do I use what? Dropbox or what? And then after that, the whole lesson experience itself, like efficiency, like, oh, okay, I need a whiteboard. Where do I get my whiteboard? Like, and then I need to refer to the files. How do I share the files with my students during the lesson? And then post-lesson, you have to think about, oh, I need to now issue homework. How do I issue the homework to my students? How do I assign homework to my students? And then how do I get my students to do the assignments and then send it back to me so that I can mark it and then return to them for corrections? So there's this whole entire, both administrative as well as teaching workflow to consider. For private educators especially, because you don't have any other admins lah. So basically, you go from creating the online room, sending out the links or whatever it is, all the way up to marking homework. So think about what kind of platform can help you achieve efficiency in that whole workflow, that whole chain. All right. And because that is going to be your daily lived experience of using that platform. If you're going to use a platform where it has, say, like limited features, you can only use it for certain ways of delivering your lesson, then, your files may be all over the place. You may have to look for separate options or solutions to save your files, to share your files with the students, or, you might think that, okay, I can just rely on WhatsApp, right? Because everybody uses WhatsApp. All my parents, all your students who are in secondary school and above, if they have their mobile phone, they can WhatsApp you. If not, their parents WhatsApp you. But we hear about how teachers just get totally overwhelmed by WhatsApps and things like that. Not to say, I think, private tutors, but even in the public schools, I think it was just a very overwhelming experience altogether, because teaching and learning materials were just all over the place. And then parents had to scramble together with their kids, not knowing where to look for what. So I think consider things like whether, what kind of efficiency are you looking for? How would you like to teach most efficiently, from the point of handling all the admin and all the lesson preparations pre-lesson, to the teaching delivery itself during the lesson, to the post-lesson follow-ups. It could be homework, it could be how you handle your recordings, if you do recordings, if you have to catch up with parents, how do you do catch up with parents? Think about the entire, map out for yourself that whole process, and then consider really how you want to make it more efficient for you, so that it saves time, it saves hassle. Then all that time, energy that you save, just means that you have more time to teach, focus on teaching. It
Yeah.
also means that you have more time to rest.
Yeah.
Because as a teacher, you also need to rest in order to teach better at
Yeah.
the next round, right?
Yeah.
The other thing about experience, I think, is on the side of students, right? So I've talked about the experience from the teacher's perspective. So teacher's perspective, you think about it in terms of, I think, first and foremost, your efficiency and your productivity. Okay.
Yeah.
Then on the part of the students, what kind of student learning experience do you want to deliver online in your lessons? What kind of engagement, interaction, and participation level do you want to offer to your students? We all know how it's like in the physical room. We have been students before in physical rooms, and we have been teachers in the physical rooms as well. So we know that in the physical rooms, we are able to really see what our students are doing, and we can get instant responses from them. They can just ask questions very freely, and that we will be able to respond and give instant feedback and instant advice and things like that. So
Yeah.
there's very high level engagement in a physical room. Um, do you want to preserve that level of engagement and participation level? If you want to preserve that level of engagement and participation level in your online teaching, then that will be one of the factors or principles that will guide you in considering and searching for the right platform for you, right? So I would say, yes, think about it in terms of experience, but look at it from two perspectives. One is your teaching experience in terms of that efficiency and productivity, and then also think about the learners, your students' experience online. Your efficiency actually also matters to them, because if you are able to find a solution where things are just, all the files are just organized in the same place as their classroom, for instance, then for the student side, the whole lesson delivery experience is very smooth, because they know that they don't have to scramble to different avenues to look for their learning materials. If they need homework, they only need to look for this place. If they want to come for lessons, they go to the same place. If they want to do revision, then they will also be able to find things in the same place. Okay, so that's for